Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. I appreciate very much you listening to the Uncle Henry Show. You're on News Radio 710 WNTM. Once again, here we are together, me and you, just the two of us here, trying to figure out what is going on. What is going on in the world around us, and what has gotten into people aside from the devil? There's more than ever before going on that we need to address here on News Radio 710 WNTM. If you want to share anything with the show, let me tell you right out the bat. Phone lines are open for you, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. I know there's a lot of wild things going on in the world, on the global scale, on the national scale, just at about every level we got things going on. I want to talk about something real briefly on the local level. Today, there was an announcement of the first, this was the first event announced for the new Regions Arena. You may have noticed that people are so excited, especially our elected officials. They're so excited about building this new arena. They were excited as they could be to tear down the Civic Center. Very excited to build the new Regions Arena, and now they're announcing the first act that will be this is the first one announced for the grand opening celebration for the venue. Let's listen. I've got the announcement from Fox 10 from earlier today.
It's an exciting start to the week with Regions Arena announcing the first act of its grand opening celebration. Matt Matthews is bringing his Now What I Ordered world tour to the
Matt Matthews,
the new downtown arena on Saturday, March 6th. The Birmingham native is on the heels of his first sold-out Bougie on a Budget tour. Matthews first captured national attention during the pandemic with his viral farm chore videos, turning everyday chaos, unfiltered storytelling, and authentic humor into a social media phenomenon. Tickets for his show go on sale this Thursday at 10 a.m., and more events for the grand opening celebration acts are still to come. Stay with Fox 10 News for all of those details as we learn them.
and stay tuned here to News Radio 710 WNTM as I will regurgitate the same stuff. But I saw a lot of people confused about this on social media, where people were wondering who Matt Matthews is, and they started complaining, of course. In Mobile, by the way, one of the things Mobile loves more than anything else is the act of complaining, the art of complaining. It's just something that it's really been something that people have enjoyed here, kind of like just like we enjoy those crawfish boils. We also enjoy complaining about things. But I saw a lot of people confused online on Facebook complaining about this. If you're one of the people out there that was complaining, please understand this is not the official grand opening act. They're building up to that. This is one of the artists that's going to be at the grand opening celebration for the new arena in March of whatever year it's opening up. I think it's next year, if I understand correctly. But this is not, no offense to Matt Matthews, but there's going to be an official grand opening act announcement. So there will be somebody else or a few more artists that'll be announced. So don't just think that Mobile is going to open the Regions Arena with a social media star. Although, don't discount a social media star. From what I understand, the guy's got a tremendous number, millions of people follow this guy on social media. It's a new world. But I did see a lot of people on social media, Facebook, talking about who they want to be in the Regions Arena for the first big act. Maybe who would be a big enough name for you? Now, a lot of Mobilians, a lot of South Alabama folk, went online to say that they want the Red Clay Strays, the Mobile act that has just taken the world by storm, is winning all kind of awards now, selling out concerts all over the country. People are asking for the Red Clay Strays and folks like that, or other Mobile artists. But I wonder who would be big enough to satisfy a lot of old Mobilians to put into the Regions Arena. What would be satisfying to you? It reminded me, do you remember the first time they talked about shutting down the Civic Center? The first time it was debated that they might shut down the Civic Center, I remember that they went out and somehow got Elton John. Do you remember this? There hadn't been a great concert. No offense to the other acts that have been in the Civic Center, but there hadn't been a big name in the Civic Center in many years. And they pulled a rabbit out of their hat and somehow they got Elton John in there. Is that the level that you're expecting? Should they try to get Cher to try to get out of retirement and show up or something like that? 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
Hey, you're live on the radio.
I got your band for you, man.
Who?
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Alabama.
Now, I would love Alabama. Yes. That would be fantastic.
Dixieland Delight. They play in all the sports events, so that's what you need. Start off with Dixieland Delight and Alabama and all that good stuff. That would be our first group for our town. Represent our state.
You know, Alabama is actually playing in Pensacola a month from now. They're going to be on the 15th of August in Pensacola Bay Center. So, yes, Alabama's still alive and they're still touring.
I think they do it, too. I think they're not as big as they used to be, so I don't think they'd be proud. They wouldn't be too proud to do it. I think they've even been at the Wharf, so I think they've even been at Bay Pass.
Sure. I think they would probably love it.
Most effective group. That's my nomination.
Well, I would be with you there. I would love to see them.
All right. Well, you have a great day.
You too, sir. Thank you very much for your phone call. Yes, they're still alive. And I've noticed there are a lot of artists out there that people will pay to see them because they're still alive. People like Cher. 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hey, you are live on the radio.
Hey, I know who I want to sing at the new singing place.
Who would you like to see at the new Regions Arena?
I don't know their name, but they sing a song. Let me ride that donkey, donkey. Let me ride that donkey. Let me ride that donkey, donkey.
I'm not familiar with that. Something about a donkey song. And I'm going to assume that's rock and roll or rap. And unfortunately, I'm not school. I know the country music these days. I don't know the modern rap or the modern rock. There isn't rock anymore, is it? The only rock that's left are the people that are still alive. And that would be the thing. If you're going to book a rock act, you have to find a rock act that's still alive and can still play. And I don't know who that is. I mean, Jimmy Buffett's band, Jimmy Buffett not alive, but his band is going to be at the Wharf Sunday. So I guess you don't even need them to be alive. If you can just get people that knew them to show up and play. 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. But that was the first act but this is not the official grand opening act. This is just the first act that is part of the grand opening, and that is Matt Matthews, a comedian, somebody who's been described on Facebook as hilarious. Hello, caller.
Yes, out there we have Dolly Parton. We got the Dolly Parton Bridge. We need Dolly down here.
You know, that would be the biggest concert of our lifetime if we got Dolly Parton down here.
It would, and she still sings.
Yes, she's still alive and she's still good.
That's it.
That is an excellent suggestion. Thank you, lady.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
All right, there she goes, whoever that was. That's a great suggestion. Now, Dolly Parton, her health has not been that good. But again, as I just explained, Jimmy Buffett's band's still touring. So she could be ill and still do quite well, I'm sure, at Regions Arena. But I'm now, because of the reaction today to this, where people were online and complaining about it, and just made me wonder who will they try to get? Who will they be able to get? I'm going to guess it's going to be somebody really big. The people that, the company that came in and helped build this thing and design it, they got connections. We'll have to wait and see. I'm more excited about it now that they've announced this guy, to wait and see who they're building up to. Let's see, before I go to a break. Hello, caller. Hello.
Good evening, Uncle Henry. Roll Tide.
Reagan girl, roll, Tide, roll. How you been, Reagan girl?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Well, I'm probably calling in about the new auditorium and
Yes.
who should come and play.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Duran Duran.
What? Duran
Yes.
Duran?
How about that?
Well, why would you pick them for the Mobile, this new arena?
Okay, well, if not,
Well, wait a
If
minute.
not-
I mean, I realize they are still alive, so they could. I
Yeah.
guess they could do it. But why would you think of them?
well, they've got some awesome songs. You've got the '80s, the '90s. That age group that really likes Duran Duran. However, okay, it just came to me. Styx. Tommy Shaw is from Montgomery.
Okay.
There you go. You can get Styx.
All right. Well, see, now I'm surprised. For years, you have called this show about Def Leppard, and you didn't even mention Def Leppard. Has something happened between you and Def Leppard?
Oh no, not at all, not at all. They're on tour in Europe. So
Well, they can't make it
Yeah.
then. Okay.
yeah, they can't make it. So yeah, me and you and Miss Uncle Henry and all of our chums, let's go see Styx.
Well,
How about it?
Even if I'm not a fan, which I'm not, I would for the first big grand opening, I would make that trip. Just say I was there, as history was made when Styx annoyed people in the Regions Arena. I would be there.
All right. Well, I'm going to hold you to it. I'll come pick everybody up, and we'll go.
All right. Well, Reagan girl, thank you.
Take care.
All right, there she goes. I got an offer to her. If Styx arrives, I know I've got a ride to the concert. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
Yes,
Just
sir.
want to let you know, be confident with the new arena. It will hold the weight of your mama.
Now what? Hello? Yes, hello? All right, what was that about? Be confident that, this is sick. Here we are. We're having a wonderful community discussion. This is the same kind of conversation that would happen around a water cooler if there were businesses that had water coolers anymore in a corporate setting. But instead of having just a normal conversation, we had some freak want to call in about my mother. It's a sick thing that you would even try to insert some type of attack. This arena, we want this arena to be a success. And for you to try and pull my mother into this. That wasn't just anti my family. That was also anti-Mobile, you freak. Probably calling in. That had a, well, I don't want to say what community I think that call came from. I'll just say that felt like a North Mobile attack. That's what it felt like. It felt like it came from North Mobile. All right, look, let me take a quick timeout, play commercials and things, and then back with more Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Telephone number 251-479-2723. 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. We have news headlines coming up in a few minutes, an undetermined number of minutes, as I'm still learning to use the new broadcast software. Hello, caller.
Good evening, Uncle Henry.
Bert, you are live on the radio.
I would like to suggest a band.
Please.
Phish, Phish. They're a band that emerged in the 90s and I think broke up a few times but still got back together. They play in so many different styles, Uncle Henry, that you got to like one of them. Their style sort of harks back to 60s, 70s rock. And Reagan Girl brought up Duran Duran. There were a lot of different groups that emerged in the synth pop era of the 80s, but Duran Duran was one of them that I really liked. I would love to go see them.
So you would like to see Phish, Phish. Now, would Mobilians know who Phish is?
Probably not. I don't think they have a big following down here.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going to see the Red Clay Strays. I hear them on local rock radio, and they're pretty good.
Yeah.
One last thing, Uncle Henry. My band is called Rip Van Rock, and we are playing at the Blues Tavern this coming Friday night, starting at 8:30. No cover charge.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, and this is going to be an 8:30 Friday night concert, Rip Van Rock, featuring you.
Exactly.
All right, well, Bert, I hope you have a good crowd out there at the Blues Tavern Friday night.
No, I do too, Uncle Henry. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, well, Bert, thank you very much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show and calling. I appreciate that very, very much. Bert and his band is Rip Van Rock, as you heard. All right, well, and I would love to go to that concert. The Rip Van Rock concert featuring Bert. I still haven't been able to see Bert in concert yet, and that is on my bucket list. Yes, even though I don't like the term bucket list, I've decided I will use it from time to time, even though it sounds stupid. But that is a bucket list thing, is to see Rip Van Rock featuring Bert in concert. But I'm not going to be able to be there Friday night. Friday night, I'm going to be in Orange Beach once again. The next few weekends, I'll be spending lots of time in Orange Beach for 95 KSJ concerts. In fact, we've got Parker McCollum. He is in concert Friday night at the Wharf. Parker McCollum, in the country music world, he just won the Album of the Year award from the Academy of Country Music in May. He's good enough to win the Album of the Year award, and he's going to be at the Wharf Friday night. Then Sunday night at the Wharf, I'll be there for the Coral Reefer Band show. The Jimmy Buffett, all the people that played with Jimmy Buffett for years. I think Mac McAnally, who's incredibly talented, he'll be there for that. Next weekend, you got Luke Bryan down there. So lots of concerts down there. And when I'm down there, I can't be in Mobile at Blues Tavern watching Bert. So, but Bert, keep telling me when you're going to be at Blues Tavern or anywhere else. Eventually, I will be able to see the show, and I'll be able to cross that off my list. Now, let's see. It is time for me to go into the news break. So we do have news headlines, a few commercial words, and then back with more Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio. Oh, by the way, the Parker McCollum guy that I mentioned, he's going to be at the Wharf Friday night. I'm supposed to talk to him after 6 o'clock. So if you're interested in the country and Western music, be listening. Coming up here next hour, right after the news at 6 o'clock, I'm supposed to be talking to Parker McCollum here on News Radio 710 WNTM about his concert. Now let's go ahead and listen to news headlines on News Radio 710 WNTM as the Uncle Henry Show continues. This is the Uncle Henry Show, continuing here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you so much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com if you'd like to send me an old-fashioned electronic mail message. And I have received some voicemail messages over the weekend that I want to get to. Here is one from Wes Loxley.
Roll Tide, Unc. Hollering at you here on Saturday afternoon from the front porch, 1:40 p.m. Just enjoyed, and the air is so refreshing right now. Had a great big old thunderstorm for about 30 minutes. Street turned into a flowing river there for a little bit, whatnot. So I'm outdoors enjoying things, perusing the Facebook like I normally do. Ran across a very good column by that magnificent reporter / writer John Sharp at sharp@al.com.
By the way, I'm pausing here just to say I'd like to thank 69-year-old Chris for reading al.com and then telling me about it. Just this saves me such valuable time. Such valuable time. So thank you. You've saved me time already by looking at this and telling me about
it. Sharp@al.com. And I'm not going to read it. It's a pretty lengthy article, but it's very good. It's headlined, Baldwin County Growth drives push for wider I-10 and new corridor as $3.2 billion bridge advances. And this is about something that I don't know if you heard about it. I didn't hear nothing about it. Or if I did, I forgot it. Talking about a corridor from down below Fairhope down there at Barnwell, all the way up to Stockton, a north-south deal and everything, and then they give all the stats and figures of how many people has moved to Baldwin County in the last 5 years and how many that they're here on a given day, whatnot. State that, where did I see that at? Says since 2020, the census in since the 2020 census, Baldwin County has added approximately 36,000 residents, the equivalent of adding a city slightly larger than Opelika in 5 years. And Chris Elliott goes on to state that we have 8.5 million visitors every year. There are 1 million people in Baldwin County on any given day. Not 280,000, but 1 million. Our infrastructure has to reflect it. And they go on and on. Like I said, it's pretty lengthy about what they project's going to be done, the restriping of I-10 through Baldwin and all that. So check it out if you want to. It's on the Facebook there, John Sharp, and on AL.com. Very good stuff. I expect you'll be talking about it come Monday. Have a good one.
All right, well, you take it easy, 69-year-old Chris of West Loxley. By the way, if you want to leave me a voicemail like he did, 251-216-1976 is the number. 251-216-1976 to leave a message like that. Now, I will talk about it, but I would not have talked about it, though, if you hadn't called about it. Because I'm not always checking their website. So thank you for telling me about it. I agree that, I don't know if the point of the article was that infrastructure is what they need to be thinking about, but I've talked for years about how leaders of the past, they just didn't get us ready for all the people that have come down into South Alabama, especially in Baldwin County. So they need to have as many infrastructure projects as possible in the pipeline at all times, as long as people still keep arriving in Baldwin County. Now, I'd never heard about the corridor from Barnwell up to Stockton. I hadn't heard about that before. And I hadn't heard that they wanted to restripe I-10 and make it 3 lanes each way, starting there in Daphne, where the Bayway ends, and go up through Malbus and even to Buckeyes and make it 3 lanes in both directions. But the traffic volume is that's where we are with traffic volume now. Just tremendous, tremendous traffic volume. So sooner, better than later. This is all. Any of these projects that they've got on their list, and again, I'm glad they're on the list, but probably should have been on a list years ago. They need to get them done as quickly as they can, and I'm glad that they're at least talking about it and working on it. Again, the phone number to call the Uncle Henry Show is 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Got a voicemail on a different topic, I believe. This, I think, has to do with roadkill. Now, in the last couple of weeks, we've had some roadkill calls from Snake Trapper where he's left voicemails about seeing some unusual roadkill. In fact, we had a two-part voicemail where he called in where he had found, unfortunately, a ferret. A beloved ferret had lost its life as roadkill out in West Mobile. Now, here's another, I think this is a roadkill voicemail.
Andrew, this Hayes Gifford. Henry, doing the podcast, and heard old Snake Trapper said he saw a weird roadkill critter. He said it was a ferret, but Henry, you brought up, well, I saw a weird bird years ago. It was somebody's parakeet that got out. It was a bright neon green bird on my bird feeder. But anyway, I didn't call about that. Henry, you brought up how you had seen that you think there was a weird roadkill animal, and it ended up being a wig or a hair extension.
Now, I think I don't remember bringing that up, but yes, I have seen that. Living in Mobile, if you drive around in Midtown, from time to time you will see masses, hairy masses in the street that you think might be someone's pet, and it turns out that it's not somebody's pet, it's somebody's hair. Yes, I have seen that. I have seen that in the streets of the city of Mobile.
A wig or a hair extension?
Yes.
Or I guess to use a modern term, the youngsters use hair weave. Henry, I saw one of them down on the Parkway. Henry, I'll email you a photo of it. It was a sure enough DIP wig in the middle of Dolphin Island Parkway. Henry, I thought it was one of them big old furry lap dogs that had got out and got run over in the Parkway.
Now, I'm pausing there. I want to hear the rest of this, but I don't understand it now. People losing their hair like that, because I mean, if you've met me in my career on the Gulf Coast, you may have wondered, is that his real hair? When you looked at me, you thought, I wonder if that's his real hair. In fact, when I met the coach of the New Orleans Saints, Jim Mora, back in the day, he kept asking Ron Golnick and the people that worked for the TV station, is that Uncle Henry's real hair? And the answer is no. Unfortunately, as a younger person, when I started losing my hair, I started wearing my own hair weave, and just now it's at a point where I don't think I can stop wearing it. It's now kind of expected. That being said, I've worn my hair weave for decades, since the 70s, and I've never had one go in the road. I've never lost one. The only time I've had an incident where something happened was in Mardi Gras, when I was in a parade one year back in, I think it was in 1990, and a ne'er-do-well juvenile delinquent leapt up and grabbed it off of my head, just ripped it right out of my head and stole it. But I've never had one just go off on its own, like escape or anything like that. Now, why is this happening? How is it that I'm able to wear mine for decades, since the 70s, and have never had it fly off? I've been in wind, too. We've had numerous hurricanes, tropical storms. I've been in Mardi Gras parades, riding on the back of floats and things. I've never had my hair escape. What is happening? Why are people losing their hair? Is it not on their head and they just have spare hair? I really would like to know. Is it falling off of their head? All right, back to the message. Let me get to the end of this.
And got out and got run over in the parkway, because I tell you what, Henry, I'm multi-generational parkway trash, born and raised down there, and I can tell you this. They hold steady and plow on the parkway, Henry. There ain't no breaking for animals on DIP right there around the Dog River areas, from the police precinct all the way to Dog River Bridge, man. I tell you, had a buddy of mine hit a goat the other day down there, and then when I was a kid.
You had a buddy hit a goat on Dolphin Island Parkway? Now, that should have been in the news.
Hit a goat the other day down there, and then when I was a kid.
Hey, Buford, I need an additional message about the goat. I mean, did he hit it and keep going? Was there some type of, what happened? I need to know more about that.
Bridge, man, I tell you, had a buddy of mine hit a goat the other day down there, and then when I was a kid, a buddy of mine's mother ran over a goat in the same daggum spot.
There have been multiple goats run over on DIP.
Anyway, Henry, I'll send you a photo of that there wig I saw on the parkway. Right in the middle of the road. Wonder what that was all about. You have a good day.
Buford, thank you for your voicemail. The voicemail number is 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976 to leave a message for the Uncle Henry Show voicemail. So to me, the goats would have been the top story of the voicemail, but they were just there adding additional coloration to the wig story. But I'm more curious about goats getting run over on the parkway. Do people harvest the goats? When a goat gets run over, is it harvested? I'd like to know more about this. The parkway has a lot more character to it than a lot of people realize. If you, the listener, have not spent time down there, I've spent some time down there in the last couple of years. Not a lot of time, but I've visited people down there. There's a lot of character to the parkway. A lot of character to the parkway. All right, let's see. About time to take a timeout. I got one more segment left in this hour. Before I get to it, I'm going to share some words from our wonderful sponsors. Back with more Uncle Henry Show after the break here on News Radio 710 WNTM. This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. We have news headlines coming up in less than 10 minutes here on the Uncle Henry Show. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. A few minutes left in this hour of show. Coming up next hour, I'm supposed to talk to country music singer, songwriter, and performer Parker McCollum, who is going to be at the Wharf in Orange Beach this Friday night. So I'm going to try and talk with Parker McCollum and also go over a few other things as the Uncle Henry Show continues after 6 o'clock. Now, let's see, I saw a news item I'm a little worried about. And this is something our government has done. The FCC has approved a giant mirror satellite. This is Reflect Orbital's demonstration satellite that will test whether sunlight can be bounced from space onto specific spots on the ground here on Earth. The satellite will orbit about 388 miles up and unfold a giant mirror. And the company that's putting it up there wants to sell sunlight on demand to solar farms so they can keep making power after sunset. Now, what if you lived near a solar farm and the solar farm decided to do business with this company and have sunlight beamed to the solar farm at night? Wouldn't that take your night away if you live next door to the solar farm? I don't like the idea that they're going to put something up there that might be able to beam sunlight down here. I mean, it could obviously be used as a weapon of some kind. So I'm not a big fan of this idea of beaming sunlight down here like that. I would rather them build a better solar farm, better technology, than try to just reflect some light down here. But that's just me. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry, Nevco Bill.
Nevco Bill, you are live on the radio.
Hey, quick shout out to Mega Stick Steve for mentioning me last week. That was cool. But what I want to talk to you about was I got a little extra time on the Bayway I-10 Saturday to examine things left in the media, the shoulders.
Yeah.
Of the roadway there. I mean, pieces of 4x4, pipe, tires, hood caps. Now, if the plan for this bridge is to restripe the Bayway and not widen it at all,
yeah,
where's all that stuff going to go?
I wondered the same thing. I've wondered the same thing. Do we really have enough room to safely do that?
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing I don't understand is, okay, so some of the traffic, let's say going east, is going to go off around Virginia Street to go across this imaginary bridge.
Right.
Some of the traffic, I'm hoping, like me, the poor folks that don't want to pay $3 or whatever to go across this monstrosity, are still going to go through the tunnel if it's still available, right?
Yeah.
Then all this traffic is going to somehow magically merge on the Bayway together again on the other side of this bridge with a road that hasn't been improved.
Yeah, we're going to have some interesting drawings to look at, won't we, of how they're going to plan to do this. Hey, Nevco Bill, I hate to do this, but I'm out of time for this segment of the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling, and thank you for asking the same things I was wondering about how the Bayway thing is going to go restriped. All right, but again, I gotta go. The Uncle Henry Show continues after the news break on WNTM.